Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Destiny 2. This is our next TWAB for the month of September. It is for September 10th. We got some big changes coming your way, which involves the director, Travelers Chosen, and so on. So it all begins with Bungie kicking off our weekly update for the week. So again, this week at Bungie, we're consuming stacks of light. Within Destiny 2, the exodus of Io, Titan, Mercury, and Mars continues as Zavala is tasked with spreading word of impending darkness and keeping our beloved vendors up to speed. So, the Traveler's Chosen Exotic Quest went live this week, and before we dive into more details on this, here's a quick little 1-minute trailer for this, and I'll talk to you guys at the end. Enjoy!
So this is how it ends. The day we've been dreading has finally arrived. The darkness is here. I need you on the front lines. Close our ranks, Guardian, and form a fist. Falls to the Guardians to protect our system. All we have left is our faith. Faith in the Traveler, faith in the light, faith in you.
Alright, there we go. So the Traveler's Chosen Exotic Sidearm quest is available now, and it's free for all players, so you don't need the Season Pass for this. Now, I will remind you though, in order to gain access to this exotic quest line, you must complete part 1 of the Exodus quest, which is Preparation. Now, if you guys are stuck, I've already uploaded part 1, which is Preparation, on my channel right now, so definitely check it out for all the quest steps. And I've thankfully uploaded part 2, and technically 2.5, because we had some server issues back on Tuesday, but thankfully we got all the planets covered, so definitely check out both of those videos. Next up, we're gonna quickly talk about Destiny's birthday. This is Destiny's 6th birthday, which was back on September the 9th. It's already been 6 years, but 7's already darker. So there's the there's the quick little HD wallpaper over here, and there's also a fresh blog article which is covering a lot of fun. That includes making the Infinite Forest chocolate cake, the HD wallpaper, and a whole lot of other goodies. So I'll post a link for that, plus one other one, in the description box below. And we'll talk about Xbox Game Pass at the end of the video. But without further ado, we're going to quickly dive right into this here. And in case you guys are new to Stasis, this is all the information over here regarding the mysterious new power. So, in case you don't know what Stasis is, again, we'll quickly recap it one more time. So, mysterious new power. Stasis is an element born of darkness. In its base form, it is an alluring, lethal cosmic energy that, when wielded correctly, can attach itself to surfaces, objects, and beings. Due to its freezing nature, this process manifests itself in the formation of cold crystalline structures that leave a patterned stasis footprint behind. And of course, this also talks about the new form of power, which is stasis crystals. More information here. There's the stasis field, and 3 different types of abilities, which is slow, which greatly reduces enemy movement speed, weapon handling and accuracy, and ability energy regeneration. The next ability here is freeze. You can freeze and immobilize foes in solid stasis crystals. The effect wears off slowly over time, but if affected, players are willing to take some damage in the process. They can break out early by shattering the crystals around them. And the other ability here is Shatter. Obliterate those who seek to destroy you with enough direct damage. Frozen enemies in stasis crystals will shatter, creating a devastating stasis shrapnel explosion, damaging those nearby. So that's all the information we have for stasis. And again, we'll talk more about Destiny's 6th birthday and the 3-year anniversary for Destiny 2 coming up at the end of the video, along with XGP. But now without further ado, let's get right into this here. So we got some huge changes coming your way starting November 10th. So a few TWABs ago, according to Destiny 2 director Luke Smith, he took some time to run through some changes to our philosophy in doling out rewards through the various activities of Destiny 2. So today we're going to be focusing more on the core playlist rewards. That's Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. And to quote the article, here's what you can expect on launch day, November 10th, for Beyond Light. So, first objective here, we are adding a new set of armor for the core playlist. As mentioned, those 3. This armor set will share a set of new geometry with decals and shaders specific to the activity. There will be new sets like this each year, coming up in year 4, 5, 6, and potentially 7. And hopefully past year 10. Boy, I wish Destiny would go on for another 10 more years after the first 10 are over. That would be lovely. Now, this set, there you go. This set will arrive alongside the next expansion, as shown on screen. That's the 3 armor sets you'll be going for here. One for the Titan, Hunter, and Warlock. And of course, there we go. This armor can be earned by completing activities or through vendor rank ups. The weekly challenges are also being updated to offer avenues for players to earn higher stat packages for the armor sets. So there you go. That's what we have on screen here. And additionally, in year 4, we will see the return of Pursue Weapons. I don't think we had like that since, pretty sure, season 9 or 10. I know we have none in 11 for sure. But I know we have one in Iron Banner not that long ago. For those of you that have joined our community for the very first time or in the last season or 2, these weapons will have static perks, but allow them for some customization. The final 2 perk columns will have multiple perks to choose from, so you can tailor your weapon to your desired playstyle. And of course, you may recognize this beauty from the Stasis trailer not long ago. There's the first image over here. And now we'll keep on going here. Our goal is to have a pursuit weapon available per season, which will be earned through a focused quest. Now, Banshee will give you a choice between either of the 3, Strikes, Crucible, or Gambit, to earn the base model. Now you have to take a moment to think about on how you want to earn the weapon, as you'll be locked in to these specific objectives for which activity you pick. So for example, if you go with Strikes, it's locked in, or Crucible, or Gambit. You cannot go with all 3. It has to be only one. Now, once you finish the main quest, Zavala, Shax, and or the Drifter will give you an additional quest which will reward you with a weapon ornament to the theme of their respective activities. So here's a look at the examples here. There's one for the Vanguard. There's one for Crucible. And there's one for Gambit right over here. Okay, so we're going to take a look now at how things will be changing for the core activities as you launch into the new adventures coming up on the 10th of November. The Strike, Gambit, and Crucible playlists will be streamlined. So let's begin with Crucible. Beginning in Season 12, November 10th of course, the director will be updated to reduce the number of playlists available at a given time. So let's scroll down a little bit more. There we go. So we have future modes here for you. We have Control, Elimination, Rumble, and Survival. Now there's 2 different modes of survival. We have Regular and Survival Freelance. Both of those will be available. Now the weekly rotator playlist will include Clash, Mayhem, and Showdown. There's also going to be private matches and limited availability. And of course no changes to Iron Banner, but we have a brand new mode coming to Iron Banner in Season 12. It's going to be called Iron Banner Freelance. It will make its debut in Season 12. Now, similar to competitive, this will be a smaller node next to Iron Banner when the playlist will be available. So it looks as though we're probably going to get 2 modes coming in Season 12. Most likely going to be Control, of course, and Freelance. Now, for the weekend availability, from Friday through Monday, we will have Trials of Osiris, of course. Now, here's a quick little side note. The adept weapons rewarded to those reaching the lighthouse. Remember, you have to go 7-0, not 7-1, 7-2, so on. You have to be flawless, 7-0, to reach the lighthouse. And also return to Trials of Osiris in Season 12. There will be more details, on functionality to come in a sandbox preview, which is currently planned for October. And here's a look at what the director will look like on launch day. Next up, we're going to talk about strikes. Now, Vanguard Strikes and Nightfall the Ordeal will be your two playlist options. Each playlist will continue to offer weekly challenges for powerful loot and or pinnacle rewards. Nightfall the Ordeal will continue to feature matchmaking at lower difficulties and increased rewards for higher difficulty options. So, of course, there's going to be Adept, Hero, Legend, and Master, and then coming up later on the season, if it's still going to continue, Grandmaster difficulty. Now, here's another side note. We're also looking to add Adept weapons to strikes in the future season. More updates coming in Season 13 on what to expect. And this is what the Vanguard director will look like. And the third option here will be Gambit. Now, as covered last week, Gambit and Gambit Prime will be consolidated into a single mode. There are some additional details on the specific rule changes, as well as development notes from the team on how things are changing and the goals behind them. So here are some goals that we wrote down before they started it off. We are building a more approachable Gambit Prime, keeping the one-round format with a longer round, but without the Gambit Prime armor perks. Rebalance the moats phase to the last 2/3 of each match, rather than half of it. And speed up the primeval fight, which is compared to Prime, to give more of the feeling of a, in quotation marks, boss rush. Now, we started with the Gambit Prime encounters, full stop, but however, without the Reaper buffs, the large bosses that come in enemy waves were too tanky. So we pulled them down to mini-bosses or elites. They've also play-tested... Oh, let me just scroll down a little bit here. There we go. We also play-tested the having the moats phase target with a score of 150 and have more of a heavier moat drain. But this allowed organized teams to steamroll even more efficiently and not less. So they went back to the current Gambit Prime moat target and drain. They've also started with the Gambit Prime blockers, but pulled the Taken Captain from the blocker lineup as he was a little bit too too potent. I had trouble with the Taken Captain too for a 10 moat blocker. It's now being replaced with the Flanix, who can be tough to kill, but not as lethal. And since there's going to be no armor perks, the 20 moat giant blocker will be removed. Now, they kept innovations during both phases at 3, just like Gambit Prime, but pulled back the minimum time between invasions during both phases from 10 seconds to 20. And for the boss fight, we started with the Gambit Primeval fight, removed the timed Slayer buffs, and increased the Primeval health and potency of the Slayer buff given by when killing envoys. We eventually respawn the envoys every 40% damage done to the Primeval. So if you get invaded and the Primeval is healed a lot, you're going to have the opportunity to get more buffs and catch up. The fight length will end up somewhere in between original and Prime. So we adjusted the evasion timer during the Primeval phase to match, right in between those two modes. So overall with this mode, it'll be a little bit quicker than Gambit Prime, mostly due to the shortening of the boss phase and the removal of the larger bosses from the fronts. So here's a look at what the director will look like for Gambit. Alright, so there you go. That's the quick little piece of information here, and it looks as though we are done. So that's the huge director changes that we're going to be seeing starting in Season 12 and beyond. Now, before we go, folks, we have a couple other big news to talk about. First, and I know they're not on the screen here, but as mentioned, Destiny is celebrating its 6th birthday because it made its debut back in 2014. So for myself and everybody else on YouTube and to Bungie, of course, happy birthday, Destiny. Happy 6 wonderful years of entertainment. And for Destiny 2, we are celebrating the 3-year anniversary of the old tower when the Destiny 2 base game existed during the Red War. So, happy 3rd birthday to that. And the other thing I was going to talk about here is Xbox Game Pass. Now we have an official release date. Someone did mention Xbox Game Pass coming to Destiny 1. It is a no. Xbox Game Pass is only coming to Destiny 2, along with the 2 expansions, Forsaken and Shadowkeep. All of that will be coming to Xbox Game Pass on this official release date, September 22nd. Now, if you don't believe me, I will post a link for that in the description box below, which will involve the HD wallpaper, the cake, and all that stuff. So with that being said, that is officially it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, folks.